Well, hello everybody. This is Robert Thurston. I'm thrilled that you've chosen to join with us on this online business formula webinar. This is a power-packed presentation where I will uncover a ton of valuable information. I'm going to share with you in easy to understand, everyday language, just how you can have an online business. A business that frees you up to enjoy why you started your business in the first place. A business on autopilot that creates leads, customers and even sales and profits for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So, we're going to get started here in just a few seconds, but before I do that, I just wanted to ask you that if you've got anything around you right now that might tend to distract you, something that has a power button, please use it. If it has a screen, turn it off. I just want to get you centered and in the right place so that you're able to concentrate on what we're going to talk about, because I've got a lot of really powerful insight for you and you're going to want to take a lot of notes. So please, make sure you've got some paper and pen. I strongly recommend you do it the old-fashioned way and do it on paper and make some notes as we go. There's something magical and powerful about writing on a piece of paper as opposed to typing on the computer. So, turn off your texting, your phone, your instant messaging, your Facebook, your email. Turn it all off. My commitment to you is that I'm going to deliver to you as much powerful, high-impact information that I can. Stuff that you can use immediately to increase your leads, customers and sales. I'm really excited to have you here. I can only assume that you've read the website rescue report, the online business manifesto, been watching some of the videos or seen any of the other information I've been sharing recently. If not, don't worry, this is a standalone event. You see, I truly believe that now small and medium-sized businesses have an unprecedented advantage to reach and connect with more customers than ever before, instantly and inexpensively. 97% of all customers research online before purchasing goods and services. And as I mentioned earlier, I will show you how you can avoid missing out on these customers who are looking for you. So it's important to note that what we will be covering here is up to date, right now, 2012. It's real world experience. I'm sharing with you my analysis after working with thousands of business owners over the last several years. Just over 14 years now to be exact. It's the exact strategies I teach my private clients. It's the same information I present when I consult to international companies like Westfield, which, if you did not know, is one of the largest owners of shopping centres around the globe. Westfield is a $59 billion company who own over 124 shopping centres with over 25,000 retailers in the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand and Brazil. We will look at the biggest mistakes and frustrations that tend to drive business owners crazy and that make them go broke or force them out of business. I am sure that you've probably heard that statistic that 80% of businesses fail or go out of business in the first 5 years. And post-GFC, along with the current world debt crisis, I'm sure that figure is even higher. Yet, in the same time frame of massive business decline and brutal economic landscape, online traffic, connection and sales have exploded. Facebook early this year will reach 1 billion members. Every single minute there are over 2 million searches on Google alone. People are still looking for goods and services, just like yours. They are just looking in different places and ways. I truly honestly believe that to survive and prosper in business in 2012, you need an effective and complementary online business. A business that taps directly into the massive online market that is growing day by day. Just think what it is costing you not to be effectively marketing your business online right now. Now, if you have ever read any of my publications or seen any of my videos, you know I make a strong distinction between having a website for your business and having an online business. The business owner that never figures out this difference is destined to have a very difficult time in business, as online sales worldwide now equate to more than 30% of total retail sales. What I want to do is set a little bit of context for you when I use the term website and online business, and why I make such a strong line between the two. In fact, this distinction is why I say in the current global market, whether you are a local corner store or a multinational corporation, most business websites are set up to fail. And if you can learn this, you can avoid the trap that 80% or more of businesses fall into. Now, this might sound kind of dumb, but when you think about it, the vast majority of websites that exist in the world today are basically wasted money in the marketplace. And my goal here is to try and help you avoid getting caught in the same trap. So why and how can I make such a claim? Well, when you look at websites as a small business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a service provider, as a practitioner, as a coach, consultant, either business to business or business to customer, whatever role and however you turn up in terms of your customers, clients, or your patients or your students, whatever it may be, you sort of have two choices when it comes to marketing your business online. The first type is what I call awareness and awards, and I have dealt with hundreds of web design businesses, either as a business owner myself or as a consultant. Most claim to be so much more, however they all create the same sort of traditional style of website. And one of the things that I consistently see is that website designers and web agencies by and large are more interested in winning awards than they are in actually generating sales results for their clients. And it's predominantly because the online world is ripe with people who will tell you things like website and web design is about building brand awareness. They will tell you that having a website is about getting your name out there. It's about being in front of as many people as possible. It's about exposure, and I'm here to tell you right now that that's complete garbage. The only reason that people say that you can't track the results of your website is because they don't want you to track it, because the website they built you is not working. And I'm not talking about tracking hits and clicks here. I'm talking about real measurement, leads, customers and sales, as well as ROI, return on investment. You see, for most business owners, a website is an expense. That is, it costs you money. An online business, as you will see throughout this webinar, in most cases costs you less money than a website, but regardless of that, an online business is an asset. It makes you money. You and I, as business owners and entrepreneurs, cannot afford to throw away thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars out there into the online world through a website, hoping that somebody is going to connect with our message at the right time and follow all the right steps in order to contact you or buy from you as they typically did 5 or 10 years ago. All that old kind of traditional advertising world talk about top of mind and building your brand is frankly all a waste of your money. Awareness and awards are never going to drive your small business and make you a successful entrepreneur. Let me tell you what will, and this is what I suggest that you focus all of your online efforts around: results and revenues. Because at the end of the day, cash is king, and that's all that matters. If you're not generating immediate results with your website and you're not driving revenue, in other words, growing your business, bringing in leads, customers, sales, and making money, then frankly, it doesn't matter how much awareness there is, how many people click on your website, or how many awards your web designer actually wins. The banks, your landlord, your suppliers, and even your customers don't care how dazzling your website is. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. So, just to make sure that you understand what I'm talking about when I say image websites and this kind of generic brand building that everyone from micro businesses to big corporations gets sucked into, let me show you some examples of what I call image websites. So, here's one example. This is the website of the top agency from 2011's Web Awards. Not that I think you would know it if you happened on this site. Now, I don't know exactly what this website is meant to instill in me. Perhaps I'm meant to drop to my knees in awe of their clients, some of whom I've heard of, some I've never heard of. Maybe there's some call to action that I'm missing. I really don't know. And the problem here is that if this was your website, that you would have undoubtedly paid $8, $9, $10,000+ for to build your brand. The problem is nobody knows who you are and what to do. Plus, you might have 1,000 people a day land on your site, but how can you ever contact them, follow them up, see what they're looking for? Now, I think after some research that this website is meant to be a positioning site. By that, I mean that you are meant to believe that these guys are so good because of the brands they are associated with. But you can see there's absolutely no call to action, and it's going to cost this top agency millions of site visits for this kind of website to finally get somebody to actually say, gee, you know what? I think I should get these guys to build my website and do my online marketing. I should do it because all these other companies have. Sort of like the blind leading the blind. So this is typical image website nonsense that the big corporations participate in, and unfortunately you and I cannot afford to waste our money on that kind of marketing. And here's another example, graphically really cutting edge stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong here, I still love websites that look great, but not at the expense of your business. So here we are looking at Captain Dash and his superpowers. However, it is only after some exploring and investigation that I discovered that I still couldn't find out what exactly Captain Dash does, even though I read the What Problems We Solve page and so on. I finally gave up when I read the pitch line, which said in a very unreadable but very nice looking text, "Yo guy, be part of the Datalution." I mean, this site, like all of these examples, cost many thousands of dollars. The problem is there's no real business structure, no call to action. Sure, we know what the company is called, its brand and its image, but how do they help me? And with thousands and thousands of choices now in every product and service category, why should I buy from these guys? It doesn't tell me how they can help me, and they seem to be happy losing any real message that they have to look cool. It doesn't really tell me anything about it, and so the problem here is that you're busy and so are your customers, and we're all looking for a solution, but unless you spell it out very simply and carefully, people can't connect the dots. They don't have the time or the patience. What brand building and image websites typically do is they allow or expect the audience to connect the dots, and as soon as you do that with your online marketing, you're screwed. Because people are too busy and too distracted to try and connect a bunch of dots just because you're trying to be creative. So that's why this kind of website is just absolutely toxic to a small business. As I said earlier, it's not a case that you have to choose to either have a good looking website or a great performing website. You can have both. Great graphical design can add so much to a well thought out and planned online business strategy, but not at the expense of one. Right, so let's get to the first major website mistake. And I've already sort of given you the backstory of what the first website mistake is. And that mistake is having an image website. Because if you can't measure the results of your website, you probably have wasted your money. It's just that you can't tell for sure. You see, as a technical person, your web designer may have read the odd marketing book here and there, and so they can make a pretty convincing story around the idea that your website should really be about building your brand. But that only convinces you because you think because they know how to build a website and perhaps add a shopping cart, they therefore know everything about e-commerce. Well, that's garbage, and it's also a waste of your money. If your primary objective with your website is to build your brand, you're wasting your money. Here's my definition of what is a great website and how it ties into building your brand. Great websites make you money and build your brand as a byproduct. In other words, you still build your brand, but it's an offshoot. It's a benefit of a great website that makes you money. When you achieve this, you have an online business. So the first focus of your website must be to either bring people in the door and build your sales, or sell direct online and make you money. And if you do it properly, you can build your brand at the same time. That's what we try to do with my business. I mean, we think a lot about our emails, our website, our products, and everything we do. We think very carefully about what it looks like. We want to look great to the marketplace, But the point is, the number one priority is getting response from prospects and clients. Secondary is building our brand. So, if you ever have somebody telling you that you should do something online or spend money on a website because it would be a great way to build your brand, run away. That's the best advice I have for you. So, instead of building an image website, here's what I suggest. This is a strategy I call the submarine strategy. Now, if you think of all the millions and millions of people online that could potentially be your clients, so all the prospects are out there, think of them as being out in an ocean. Well, if they all have their periscopes down, there could be thousands and thousands of submarines out there, and yet you can't see them. And that's basically what the marketplace looks like. They are there, it's just that you can't see them. So, you can't see your prospects until they raise their periscopes, right? They put their little glass periscope up, stick it out of the water, and now you can see your prospects and you can focus on them. So, here is the number one goal that you should have for your online business. The goal of a great online business is number one, above all else, to get those in your target market to raise their hand. If you can do that, what that means is they are now pre-qualifying themselves to put their hand up and to be interested in what it is that you do, say and offer. Very, very powerful. Your online business should be intent on getting your prospects, the people that resonate with what you do, to put their hand up in the air. And that's exactly what I do in my online business. For example, you may have come across this webinar as a result of one of my friends or one of my marketing partners who told you about this guy named Robert Thurston. Unless you're into online marketing, you've probably never heard of him before, but he's got some powerful and interesting stuff that you should pay attention to. What happens is that people come to our websites, they can access a ton of free but very valuable information, which means they put their hand up and they're interested in what I'm sharing. Another example is you being on this webinar right now indicates that you're interested in what I'm sharing, or at least I hope that's true. So, the point is your job is to get people to put their hand up. That's what great online marketing does, because once you've identified the people that are interested and willing to buy from you, you can now focus all your energy on them. Instead of doing the stuff like newspaper ads and advertising to the 99% of the marketplace that will never buy your product. That's not a very effective way to drive customers to your business anymore. So, a great online business really does two things if you do it properly. Number one, it attracts and engages your target market. So when your audience read your emails, goes to your websites, opts into your market lists, watches a video, whatever it might be, the response is that you get them to nod their head and they say, oh yeah, it's like he or she is talking right to me. That's how you know you've got a great online business. And I hear that all the time from people that we work with. They say it's like, I don't know how you knew it, it was like you were in my head. It was like you were walking in my shoes. And I tell you the secret is, I come from exactly where you are now. I have owned and operated many businesses myself. At first small local businesses and then larger national and even international companies. At first I knew very little about what an online business looked like and how it operated. I spent a lot of time thinking about you and finding out what challenges and what problems and what frustrations you've got and how I could connect and provide help to solve your online problems. Just as I've done for hundreds and hundreds of clients. In some cases, I've helped good businesses become great online businesses, growing their turnover dramatically. For others, I've helped struggling and almost going under businesses become automated cash cows. But I'll circle back to that later in the presentation in terms of how you can uncover your market's problems. But that's number one. You have to attract and instantly engage your target market. That's the first thing that a great online business does. The second thing this strategy does is it repels anybody who isn't your target market. Now again, I know that scares some people because they think to themselves, and I've heard this 100 times, but I don't know if I can do that. I want everybody to love me, don't I? Isn't everybody my audience? Isn't everybody my target market? And the simple answer is, as you might expect, no, it's not. That's one of the worst strategies you can have. Now, let me cure you if you are one of the business owners that have the disease of thinking that everybody is your target market or a potential customer, because this is a fundamental business mistake and it could be costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let me give you an example. I had a client last year who sold bottled water, and her whole mindset was everybody needs water. It is literally required to sustain life. How could anybody not be my target market, she said, which seems like a logical question on the surface. So she was convinced that everybody that walked the planet basically was within her target market range of her business and thus one of her prospects. So I said to her, okay, if that's what you believe, fine. Let me ask you a question. What about all those people that are environmentalists, that think that bottled water is actually bad for our world because it creates so much plastic waste every year, so they will never buy plastic bottled water in their lives? And she kind of paused for a minute and said, okay, those people aren't in the market, but those people are a very small category. I said, yeah, sure, right. Let's talk about those that are frugal and that have tap water that runs in the house. Magical invention. And they're just happy getting water over the tap. Maybe they've seen some of those consumer reports that show that tap water in a lot of cities is better or equal to bottled water quality, especially if they install a water filter of some type. And she went silent again and said, okay, well, yes, I get there are people like that. And I went through about 6 or 7 different examples like this of groups that would never buy her product. And finally, she got it. So here's what I'm trying to tell you. If you can't sell water to everybody, if not everybody is in the market for a sustainable life requirement, I guarantee you not everybody is a prospect for what you do, what you offer, or what you sell. That's the bottom line. You've got to focus on your target market. Get the ones that are interested to put their hands up and then disqualify everyone else, because the thing you have to remember is that everybody is walking around with a question screaming in their head. Every time they search online, ask their friends on Facebook, look up YouTube, do a Google, Bing or Yahoo search, have almost any online interaction, they have one question on their mind, and that question is, what's in it for me? You connect with that question with your online business and you have connected in a very powerful way to your prospects and customers. In other words, who cares? That's the question that people are asking. The bottom line is that you have to think of that when you're setting up your online business. What's in it for me? You must answer that question for your audience. And I'm getting interruptions out of my screen here because we've got 1,000 people on this webinar, and so it's warning me here we're full. So by the way, I'll congratulate you if you're listening to me right now, because it means that you've got in before we filled up. I just cannot believe the response we've had to this. Anyway, so back to the point. Sorry. You've got to answer this question. Who cares and what's in it for me? Now, I'm not saying that your audience doesn't care about you and that they're callous and they don't care whether you live or die. What I am saying is that they don't care enough to pay attention to you until they know it's worth the investment of their time and energy in what you have to say. And by leading with all that stuff about you, nobody wants to hear that. People will only care about what you have to say when you prove that you can solve their problems, needs and desires. Let's look at an example of this. This is a great one from again a market-leading web design company, and in fact a sponsor of the Web Awards. This again is their own website, and I have to admit it's very comprehensive, right down to the awards that they've won. However, in a world where everyone is time poor and the battle for your customers' attention is relentless, would what's on the opening screen convince you to stay on this website? Look, it would take you a week to digest the information that's presented on this homepage. I mean, it has everything. And remember, they do call themselves a full-service internet marketing company. We have backlinks listed here, social, reputation, local and mobile, PPC, off-page, content, reporting, analytics, and yes, even web design. And then they go into quite a bit of effort and detail to tell any visitor to their site about who they are, what they do, and the advantage that they have. There's only one problem with all of this. Who cares? And this is from a multi-award winning website design company who consider themselves online marketers. Second big mistake that business owners do is having a website that focuses on you and your products and not your customers' wants, needs and desires. This is not great online marketing. It's the same in your everyday social interaction. If you want somebody to open up and hang on your every word, simply talk about them. Ask them questions about themselves, what they're doing, how they're feeling, what they want. And if you really want to get them hook, line and sinker, throw in a compliment or two. In a great online business, you will already know what your customers and prospects want, what keeps them up at night, and your website content, the very first thing that these people see, will address those wants, needs and desires. If your traditional bricks and mortar business, the business that you are trying to replicate or complement online, is already successful, then you will be doing this already, even if you don't know it. And if your existing business is not successful, then you better look at it from this perspective. Look at every interaction with your customers from their perspective. Identify what need, desire or want your business satisfies and figure out how you can serve that need, want or desire better. In this website example, the problem is there's no benefit to the audience. There's no reason or hook for you to spend any longer on this page other than a few seconds. It's all about them. Sure, after a few thousand people visit this site, by chance the planets may align and someone may have the exact needs that this About Me website offers, and then they may search and search and search for the contacts link. I know it certainly took me too long to find it, but by and large the vast majority of prospects will simply go too hard or not interested and simply click away. Again, let's look at an alternative. But before we do, let me put you in the mindset of this online business's target client, right? For this example, we will imagine that you are a business owner and that you want to create a social media strategy. You know all your friends are on Facebook, your wife's always telling you to get a Facebook page, but you don't know the first thing about social media or Facebook. So what do? You search for information on the internet, right? Remember, 2 million searches every minute are happening right now, so just like everybody else, you look it up online. And your search brings up a page like this. Okay, now this website is not filled with me, my stuff. No, it's speaking directly to you and what you're looking for, what you need. It's speaking to you. The first thing that you see is a solution, an ebook, How to Master Facebook Marketing in 10 Days. I mean, that's right on the money. Straight away you're feeling good because you have found an answer to a problem that you have. It's exactly what you want. It's fast, no waiting around. You can have it right now and it's free. And also on a more subtle level, it's a new ebook, so it's up to date. And you are a master in 10 days. They know as a business owner that you are really busy. You don't have heaps of time to waste on this stuff. You need to get to the point. And this is all in big headlines, so it's the first thing that you see. You get the message in only a second or two. Only then do they offer a little bit more detail down here on the side. Stuff like benefits and exactly how this works. Now, who are you most likely to spend time with? An online business that is speaking directly to you, satisfying your needs. And by the way, this online business is also, 1, automatically positioning themselves as an expert in their field. 2, they are getting you to put your hand up. Look, because if you're looking for a washing machine, I seriously doubt that you'd even be on this page. And if by some mistake you did end up here, this content would never interest you. And 3, they are creating a relationship with you. Right out of the bat, these guys are giving you some valuable information. Dr. Robert Cialdini, largely considered as the world's foremost expert on ethical persuasion, or in other words, how to get your prospects to say yes to becoming your customers, and then how to get your customers to say yes to buying more from you more often, states that how you frame the start of a relationship with your customers greatly determines the length and quality of that relationship. This means that if you want more customers to spend more often, you are far better off giving them something of value like free advice straight away and building a relationship. You see, this is exactly what you would be doing naturally in your offline or existing business. If you were an electrical goods retailer and someone walks in off the street, you don't try and force a sale down their throat in the first 3 words. No, the first thing you do is ask them questions. What are they looking for? Getting them to put their hand up, saying what they're interested in. Then you create a relationship. You offer advice over which model or brand would best suit their needs, budget and situation. It's no different online. Do you think if you needed some help and information about Facebook for your business, would you be more likely to stay on a page that speaks directly to your wants, needs and desires? Or do you think you would rather go to a website just like the millions of others that you are competing with that straight away try to sell you something in a clumsy and intrusive manner? Or worse still, a website that just sits there with your business name and a whole heap of stuff about you that nobody really cares about, that doesn't even offer your prospects a call to action. As a side note, if you are a retailer or anyone selling physical goods, the best results are gained by a more direct approach than if you are a service business, like a real estate agent or a bookkeeping firm or such. However, regardless of your product or service, getting your prospects and customers to put their hand up, then creating a relationship with them while positioning yourself as the expert or the best choice for them will always outperform a standard website approach. To make sure that you really get this point, let's again imagine that in this case, you own your own home right now and you've decided for whatever reason you're going to be moving interstate. So you're going to be moving in the next, let's say, 120 days. What's the first question that pops into your mind as soon as you decide that you're going to move? Obviously, well, maybe where you're going to move to and that kind of stuff. But for most people, the decision of what house they're going to buy next relies heavily on the current value of their house. Because for most people, most of their net worth is in their house. So they have to sell their current house, and then based on what they can sell it for, they can roll that into their next house, right? Obviously, the big question you have when you're about to sell your house is, I wonder what my home is worth. That's the what's in it for me part. So, what's my home worth in the marketplace right now? Make sense? I'm now going to ask you to think about these 2 types of real estate agents that you can find online, and which of these websites is the one that you would respond to first in this situation. The first is the typical real estate image website that you can find everywhere online. I mean that there are literally hundreds of thousands of these image websites worldwide. You know the type. They have some slogan or catchy title that again is basically the same message that everyone else has, only they think that they will break the market wide open by trying to say the same thing as everyone else but slightly differently. You know the stuff I'm talking about here, like we sell your house quicker, or we're great to deal with, or you can trust us. Have you ever heard of a business say, oh, by the way, we give crappy service and we're pretty inefficient? No. The sort of statements that everyone uses in their website only fulfills one purpose, and that is to make them feel good about themselves. It ends right there. Okay, and here's an alternative theme. In this theme, the online business would lead off with something like, what's your home worth? Find out. Get your free value report. And you would call it something like, what'smyhomeworth.com. Because what are you going to type in when you start looking online? the most trustworthy real estate agent in my area.com, or what's my home worth? Which website do you think that you would find first, and which would you be most likely to look into? I mean, obviously this is almost a rhetorical question because it's so obvious when I pose it this way. But here's the problem. Most websites follow the me, I'm a great real estate company approach, rather than the what's the problem can I solve, or what's your home worth option. I mean, again, nobody cares about the typical slogans and the me image style websites. I know I get really passionate and excited about this because it frustrates me just to watch business owners blow their money on expensive websites when they can get 100 times the results by spending a fraction, just by understanding and implementing some very simple principles of what an online business is. Look, the bottom line here is that people don't care about you until they know that you have the solution to their problem. That's so crucial. Nobody's going to pay attention to you until they know you have the solution that they're seeking. And online business fundamentally is about you finding problems and then selling them a solution and solving problems that are profitable. That's really what your online business is all about. You're consistently in the marketplace trying to serve people that have a problem, and the bigger the problem you find, the more potential value that you can actually create. Let me just kind of summarize this for you. Business owners who hate their money buy a website. The rest of us have an online business that focuses on the needs of our clients and prospects, not on our own ego. We don't focus on ourselves, we focus on trying to connect with where our market is. That's what we focus on. That's how we position ourselves as solution providers, as experts. That's how we create relationships through our online business. Let's now move into website mistake number 3, which is what I call having a barrier website, or failing to collect the contact details from the hundreds, if not thousands of people who visit your site every day, week and month. Imagine this. Firstly, what would your business look like without any customers? Or secondly, what would your business look like with double or even triple the number of customers you currently have? This is the difference between a barrier website and an online business. It's just plain madness to create a website, fill it full of content, drive traffic to it, and then have no way to contact and market to all the people that have actually put their hand up and said that they are interested in what you have to offer. I mean, it's just like you opening a new store, leasing a premises for the business, filling it full of stock and the service that you provide, along with all the staff and resources that you need, advertising and promoting it, and then having hundreds and hundreds of eager customers turn up at your door, wallets in hand, ready to spend money, only to have you keep the doors closed. You can see them, they can see you. There's only a thin barrier, like a pane of glass or a computer screen between you both, but this is where it ends. Yet, this is exactly what nearly all websites do. However, the advantage of having a powerful opt-in strategy, and by this I don't just mean a place on your website where people can leave details, but a strategy that will maximise the number of opt-ins you receive, along with an automated response that will virtually guarantee that you turn the largest number possible of these hundreds, if not thousands of contacts into loyal and long-term customers. The advantage of this type of strategy is that it can transform your business almost overnight. Think about what not having this type of leveraged strategy in your business right now is costing you. The crazy thing is, for the most part, having an opt-in funnel and managing and marketing to a loyal list of customers and building a powerful online business costs only a fraction of what you might think. And I know that you could have an online business that would double, even triple your leads, customers and sales within the next 90 days. In my opinion, And you've probably heard me make this case many times already if you've watched any of my training videos. To not only survive, but to prosper in business in 2012 and beyond, you must decide to have an online business that is custom designed to complement and boost your current business. This is not an optional thing anymore. That's why I'm so passionate about my message. It's why I'm so excited that this webinar has literally maxed out right now. We literally couldn't get anyone else on the call, so I feel bad for the people that aren't here, but let's you and I just keep it a secret how much you've actually learned. But seriously, the bottom line here is I am so excited about this message because I really believe that this is the missing link for business owners. Now, a lot of people ask me, what's the difference between the sort of traditional website and an online business? And here's the distinction. A website has information. An online business has influence and power. And so the obvious question is, where would you rather be? If you think about any marketplace, chances are you can think of a whole bunch of websites in that place, but you'd be challenged to think about a true online business. Therein lies the opportunity for you. So, to put this in a different way, if you do not have an online business, you have a website, just like everybody else. I strongly believe this, and it just remains as a fact. And again, look at your own marketplace. Look at your own industry, where you compete, and I think you find this to be very, very true. And the cool thing about having an online business is it has a lot of benefits. Number one, you get paid more because an online business is the one that has the unspoken leadership of that particular market or industry. You get to choose your clients and customers rather than them choosing you because you're struggling to attract them. When you have an online business, your very position and your reputation attracts clients and customers to you automatically instead of chasing them away. It's attraction marketing. I literally have been at capacity for probably about 7 years now because I've purposely, deliberately and systematically put myself into the position with an automated and powerful online business in every market that I've gone into. And I haven't just done it in the retail industry. I've done it in the service industry, the media industry, construction, mining, rental and so on. I have helped hundreds of businesses as a consultant and a coach. I've done it in a lot of different businesses and in my own life as well. And this was the crossroads when I looked at all the successes that I've built in the past, all the multi-million-dollar businesses. This was the one single concept, the foundational strategy that I use to do it every single time. And that's why I'm so excited about it, because I know it works. You will never have to rely on those overpriced and underperforming generic websites and old school marketing methods, wondering where all your customers have gone. Again, nobody wants to be subjected to it. It's tough and a very stressful way to do business. When you have an online business, you become a beacon in your market or your niche, and people seek you out. It's a very powerful place to be. But I suspect that maybe that there's a little voice in the back of your head saying something like, wow, but Rob, this all sounds so good, but I don't know this stuff. Or, I'm not really an online expert. Or, I just don't have the time. I'm so busy already. I couldn't possibly build an online business, no matter how foolproof you make it. And so here's the key thing that you need to know. With the online business formula, you don't need to do any of the technical stuff, or any other aspect for that matter. You don't need to feel comfortable with building your own online business. I will make it so that you can have your own online business built for you by web development experts, people who have built hundreds of sites for a fraction of what you think you might normally pay. This means even if you have no technical skill at all, even if you only have an hour at best each week that you can invest, you can still have your own online business. There's absolutely no reason why you can't do this. You can see real results quickly by having just a few of these strategies added to your existing website. You only need to start the journey, because the moment that you do, you are far closer to the results that you dream of, step by simple step. That's how you have an online business. And this is the biggest piece of the puzzle for you to get. You don't have to do it yourself, and you don't need to be singularly the best provider of whatever you provide in your marketplace, and you don't have to be the best online business out there. You see, it's never been about being the best. Remember, everyone else still only has a website. You will have an online business. Here's a really powerful thought that I think really sets this properly. You don't have an online business by being the best. You become the best by choosing to have an online business. That's a very powerful distinction. The moment that you decide that you're going to step into having your own online business in your industry, you start to do the things that successful business owners do. And what I do is I show you every step of the way. I show you the shortcuts that you can take to accelerate the results, and I can help you avoid the time and money wasters. I literally have been building online businesses in multiple markets with business owners that were not only time poor, they were time starved. I've helped build multi-million-dollar online businesses with owners who could barely send an email, all as a direct result of the simple and powerful strategies that I teach, which will have you only focusing on the parts that you love. And that last piece is so important, because if you're doing something, and it doesn't matter how much money you're making, if you're miserable and you hate it, it's never going to be worth it. So, what I want you to do is start by doing something that you really enjoy, that you get inspired with, that you would engage in. And believe me, there is a part in having your own online business that you will love. Hopefully you can hear in my voice right now, I love what I do. I love helping people. I love coming up with concepts. I love taking complicated ideas and boiling them down so that as many people as possible can benefit from them. That's what I do. That's what I love to do. And you being here right now in this moment allows me to do what I do. And so I owe you a debt of gratitude for that. And I'm not being trite, I'm being absolutely sincere right now, because the response that we've received from this entire online program has just been absolutely mind-blowing to me. It's very humbling, but it's exciting, because I know that the message is needed in the marketplace right now. And the great thing about this formula that I talk about, the online business formula, it's actually been tested over time, not just by me, but by hundreds of online businesses we have directly created, and by hundreds and hundreds of business owners that we have guided and coached. When you look at what all these businesses have done, fundamentally from an online positioning and marketing and an influence perspective, it's uncanny how many of these, no matter what the background is, the principles work. It doesn't matter when, and it doesn't matter who. That's the powerful part about the online business formula. So it works in basically any market, any business. It works in your offline business as well. It works in the real world. We have clients that use it in retail, massage therapists, accounting firms. It really doesn't matter if you're a non-profit. You can use these same concepts to build your online business and your influence within that world. It works great for service providers and retailers and anybody looking to get their message out there. They need to build a reputation. They need to build a powerful position, and they want to expand and engage a huge audience. And the other way to look at this is really a question that I like to ask. When would it ever not be a huge advantage to have an online business? So hopefully the advantages of having an online business are relatively obvious. And again, for a lot of people, that little, what I call psychobabble that comes up in their brain, that little voice in the back of their head that starts saying stuff like, well, I don't know how, and I don't have the time, and the internet frustrates me, and I don't have the same amount of education, and it goes on and on and on. And the problem is, it's almost like they wait until the water's clear in front of them and suddenly they have an online business. Well, here's the reality on how it actually works. No one is going to walk up and hand you an online business. There are plenty of people out there that will take thousands and thousands of dollars off you for a website, but to have an online business, you simply have to claim that you will have one. That's really important. Now, let me talk about what it does take to have an online business, because I don't want to just leave the impression that I'm suggesting anybody can just have an online business. That's not what I'm saying at all. Authenticity, integrity are very important to this process. So let's analyse this for a second. Do you have a product or service that people want? To answer this question, there is two fundamental things that you have to have if you want to have an online business. Number one is you have to have good and reliable services or products. So, if you want to have an online business for some product, skill or service, but your product or service does not deliver what you claim, people will find out. Obviously, I can't teach you to have a successful online business if your products and services lack integrity. If you've got the core competence to help serve and solve problems for your clients and customers, that is the bar that you need to hit, because what will happen is if you decide to have an online business, you will focus on your core competence. Your business reputation will build, and it's like a positive cycle that just continues to build on itself. You build on the momentum. So, having a core competence, or let me put it a different way. If you're terrible at what you do and you can't solve your clients' problems, then don't go on any further. You cannot build an online business on nothing. So to have a core competence. Just remember though that you don't have to be the best in the world at what you do. The second thing is you have to be truly, honestly committed to serving others. And I'm not saying roll your eyes back, yes, of course, Rob, I want to help people, but it's really about the money. Because if that's the case, then I can't help you. You have to genuinely be committed to serving others, to be quite helpful and honest. You see, I see a lot of people out there in the world trying to be successful in business. They say one thing about how committed they are to helping people, and then people sign up to their opt-ins, and as soon as they've signed up, the businesses disappear and you never hear from them again. In other words, they hand you a big list of promises and then kiss you on the forehead and say, good luck, push you out the door, and that's not a commitment to serving other people. That's not how I run my business. That's not how I've been able to become successful. It's because I really do care about helping my clients and my prospects, and that translates into a growing, successful business. And I'm grateful for that, because it's these two things in my world that are true to me. So, the acid test for you. Do you have the core competence on what you do, and are you truly committed to serving others? Because the real big secret in business is that the bigger the problem you find, the more value you create. The more that you serve other people, the more money that will show up at your door. So, if you focus on serving others and you do it in a way that has value, you'll make a lot of money. The money will show up. But if you focus on the money first, it will always stay away from you. Money is adverse to greed. So just remember that. So that's the question. Do you have what it takes? Do you have a core competence, and do you have a commitment to serving others? Because if you do, I think I can help you. Because the Online Business Formula is my signature training, and it's a 12-week coaching program where I take you by the hand and I break down the strategies and the concepts that have allowed me to create so many online multi-million-dollar businesses. Now, the course is taught personally by me, so this course is about me. It's not about a bunch of farmed-out experts or people that know certain things. I'm in this course the whole time for you. Now, here's the thing. The next course, the second major one we're starting in almost a year, the last one was about 8-9 months, almost a year ago, it starts next week. It starts a week today. Because I'm doing this, we're live right now. This program starts in a week from today. So basically, we're going to start rolling out very quickly. The programs are all delivered conveniently online at your pace, so you can access it from anywhere. And you also get, of course, me as your personal guide and coach, walking you through every step. So our website is state of the art. We've custom built a brand new one for this course, and it delivers high definition video, audio and transcripts of every single training. Now, each week I'll release a brand new module that has a series of short, high impact modules and videos, as well as worksheets, the handouts and other resources that you're looking for. Now here's the thing, I've designed the program for busy people with busy lives, because that probably describes you. I know that you don't want to sit around. I know I don't want to sit around and watch 90-minute training videos all day long. I mean, I've got things to do, and I believe that you do as well. You want the templates, you want the shortcuts, you want the strategies that you can put to work and create quick results. I'm with you because I've done a lot of training myself, and it drives me crazy sitting through 90-minute videos that I can't download and take where I want to learn from. So what we're doing in this program is we're focusing on implementation and taking the concept and putting it to work immediately so that there's an outcome. There's an exercise at the end of every module so that you can actually go and implement what you're learning. Now, the modules are broken down into 5 simple steps that you can follow, and basically the 5 steps to having a powerful online business that can double, even triple your leads, customers and sales within 90 days. It's really that simple. So, step number 1 is that you get massive clarity about your greatest business asset, your targeted customers, and what it comes down to is all about uncovering your ideal market with precision. In other words, finding out what is the message, product or service to market that will pay you for what you do in value that you deliver. It's really the foundation of everything. You'll discover how to really find and know your target market, and on how to best communicate to their wants, needs and desires. I'll show you how to find that market and then how to determine what problems they are focusing on. If you do this wrong, if you choose the wrong target market at the beginning, it's almost impossible to overcome that. You'll come on to step 1 very clear on what you're going to serve and focus on. You'll get massive confidence because you'll know the path is clear. Alright, so step 2. And step 2 is all about how to create a powerful positioning and reputation. So in this step, I'm going to show you how to quickly reframe what you do and how to become the unique and distinctive powerhouse in your online market. This is where you're going to learn how to craft a really powerful story of authority. And basically, it's how to turn your own challenges and frustrations into powerful tools that connect with people. When you complete this step, you'll feel confident about your position in the market and why you truly do have the right to build an online business, and you'll already be on your way to getting there. Now, I tell you that the business owners that have been through the program have told me that this process alone is worth the investment of the program, because it's the first time they've really felt powerful and confident about their own online business. So that's a great place to be, and that's what you're going to achieve in this step with my help. So, step 3. And step 3 is all about how to package your products and services. Now, by packaging, I'm not talking about the colour of your boxes or what your logo looks like. I'm talking about how do we package your online business in a way that maximises your customers and your revenue. I'll show you how to multiply your customers and start making a lot more money than you are today, using some powerful techniques that are absolutely authentic. I'm not going to get you to do anything that's kind of weird or funky. It's going to be very authentic, very high integrity, value-based positioning strategies. And I love this module because it's where I see the most transformation and growth in my clients, because they finally realise that they can make a great living from their online business and eliminate the frustration and struggle. I'll show you exactly how I multiplied my own offline business in the marketplace 17 times in less than 2 years. And again, I used all the same strategies and everything that I teach in this program. I am a product of the product. You're going to learn how to break that paradigm of trading dollars for hours, which is a miserable place to be. And I'll show you how to create new revenue streams that don't rely on you being there 24 hours a day. And again, this is the turning point for most people that go through the program, because this is the key that they've been looking for finally generating revenue without having to work a lot harder. Alright, so then we move into step 4, which is really important in building a long-term sustainable online business, and that's how to attract, build and engage a list in a community. Now, the lifeblood of your business is a constant stream of new prospects and loyal customers. What I'll do in step 4 is I'll break down more than a dozen different online strategies that I use in my business every single day. Now, these are simple things. They don't cost a lot of money, but they're explosive when you actually put them in place, and especially together. And the reality in today's economy is your ability to engage a list of clients and prospects is literally going to break your business if you don't do it properly. I'll show you how I've been able to do it and build one of the most powerful lists in my market in less than 2 years, because the truth is, it's not that difficult once you understand how it works. And then finally, in step 5, you will learn how to have a professional online business from as little as $19. Yes, that's right. You've heard me very passionately protest websites that cost $2,000, $3,000 and $4,000 or more. Well, in step 5, I will show you a raft of powerful online business sites that you can have from only $19. These sites are mobile, tablet and computer compatible. They are 2012 designs that are backed up by full support. Yes, you will have all the support that you need to have your site built, set up and working for you at the same ridiculously low prices. Your reach and exposure will explode by using these little known options that, as far as I know, nobody else is teaching. So, what I'm going to talk about in this step is to show you exactly how to get the tools that you need to have a powerful and fully automated online business, and all for a fraction of what you've been led to believe that you should pay. The website ripoff stops here. Basically, in a nutshell, it's a complete program, a training and coaching program that is going to show you exactly how to step by simple step build a powerful online business. It's proven, it works, and I really want you to give it a try for yourself. Now, in addition to the training that I've already just outlined, you're also going to get access to live Q&A calls with me personally, so that you can ask me really any question that you like. I've done a lot of training courses myself, and what really annoys me is that I hit something in the training and I've got a question and there's nowhere to go. I can't post the question on the person whose program it is because they've made it so that it's only a one-way experience. Well, I don't do it that way, so you'll have full access to me through these live calls as well as through our private website, and I'm literally on there almost every single day, responding to members, helping them with questions that they've got and problems that they run into. So, you get access to the Q&A calls for an entire year. Even though the course only is for 12 weeks, see, this isn't a short-term thing. This is my long-term commitment to you. Let me put it this way. Again, when you sign up for this, I'm not going to hand you the password to a website, send you an email and say, hey, thanks for your money, congratulations and good luck, and then walk away from you. I'm going to be there to help you every step of the way to make sure that you get what you really need out of this program. Let me go through some of the bonuses that you are going to get as part of this program. Now, I know, like a lot of business owners, you're probably stressed out about not having enough time at all, because there's never enough time, and you're probably wondering right now, you're probably thinking to yourself, even if this program is awesome, when am I going to have time to do it? Well, let me help you with that, because I want to give you some more time, or more specifically, I want to give you some more success. So I want to give you my program called Maps to Success. The bottom line is I guarantee that this will at least double your productivity if you take this program. It's very simple, it's very specific, and the strategies that you'll follow will at least double your productivity. Now, imagine if you could double the amount of output that you produce in any given day or week. Well, that's the gift that I'm giving you, literally. This is a system. It's a system worth $997, and I'm including it if you invest and enroll in the program right now. For the second bonus, I'm going to give you the keys to basically the most powerful success formula I have ever personally experienced. It's called the psychology of wealth, and as the name suggests, it outlines our deepest feelings, our subconscious beliefs to wealth. This blueprint to wealth was written by world-leading educator and wealth mentor Paul Council, whose courses sell out at around $16,500. This blueprint is a summary of the exact concepts he delivers in his live seminars. The information and insights in this blueprint are to me priceless and alone have been a guiding light to many who have found personal and economic freedom. Alright, I just want to share a couple of case studies with you. First of all, I can't guarantee that everyone's going to get this kind of result, obviously. But when you apply what I teach you, you set yourself up for massive results because it's really about taking the action, getting into action and sustaining it. I'm going to show you how I'm going to motivate you to actually take action in my program in just a minute. But Al was a financial planner and he decided to implement the simple strategies laid out step by step in the online business formula course. I've known Al for many years and I've taught him a few simple things, and here's what he said within 45 days of learning. I generated over $89,000 in new sales, tripled my prices, and I can't keep up with the business. The strategies are simple yet counterintuitive. And I want to emphasize that because I don't teach the typical stuff that everyone else teaches. I teach stuff that is a little bit underground and little known, which you may not have heard elsewhere, but it kills it. It really works like crazy, and that's what I want to teach you. Another case study is a business owner, one of my clients. Dr. Wendy, who's a vet, she runs a house call veterinary service. So if you have a pet at home, she'll come and see you. Great idea, but she was struggling with her online marketing when we first met. Here's what Wendy had to say. I've more than doubled my sales, increased my prices by over 100% and tripled the size of my business, and I'm on track to do it again in less than 6 months. Plus I'm spending less on marketing than before. She's spending zero because I told her to stop wasting money with the old school image advertising, and I gave her some really simple online strategies that she could follow. Now again, I cannot guarantee anything like you're going to get these kind of results if you come into the program. But what I can guarantee is that if you don't come in the program, I can't help you. And the other guarantee is that if you get in the program and you're not willing to do the work, then I can't help you either. As long as you're willing to go step by step with me and listen to what I say and try it, test it and implement it, you are going to change your business and change your life. That's my commitment to you. And if you don't believe me, here's the best guarantee that I'm aware of that's out there. My 10 times your money back guarantee. Bottom line, a lot of people offer 30-day money back guarantee. I don't do that. I offer 60 days. So you have a full 60 days to decide whether the program is going to allow you to generate at least 10 times your investment. You look at the investment to register, multiply it by 10, and that is the expectation you should have over the next 12 months of being able to get as a return on your investment. If in the first 60 days you're not 100% convinced that this is going to happen for you for whatever reason whatsoever, you don't like the way I train, you don't like the logo, I don't care. Regardless of the reason, you've got 100% unconditional money back guarantee for the full 60 days from when you register. I'll give you every cent back. I won't give you any hassles, Look, we'll ask you why it didn't work for you because we always want that feedback, but we're not going to try and coerce you into staying in the program. If it doesn't work for you, I don't deserve your money, and I get that. So, we just want to give you an honest shot because I believe that if you do, this could be the missing piece of the puzzle that you've been looking for in your business and in your life. Alright, so the online business formula training program, and this includes the Q&A and the coaching. It includes everything that I've outlined for you up to this point. Basically, the program is limited to 200 people because we have found that that's the best number for you. It builds an online community that helps one another, and I am also able to provide the one-on-one support. So, this is for the first 200 people who register, and they get the entire program. If you want to register for the online business formula, you like what I'm saying, you want to try it out for 60 days, it's simply an investment, not of $3,000 or $2,000 like you might expect. You get access to everything, plus all the powerful bonuses for just $997. Or you can go to the payment plan, and that's only $97 per week for the 12-week course. We've tried to make this as affordable as possible and absolutely honest and transparent. I've had some of my greatest marketing mentors and online business strategists, people I rely on that I listen to advise my masterminds, who told me I should be selling this program for a lot more money because anybody that uses it is going to make multiples more back. But I want to make this as affordable as I possibly can. And look, I don't pretend to try and be the cheapest guy out there because I wouldn't be serving myself, and frankly, I wouldn't be able to serve you. But this is what the program is all about. I believe it's incredible value, and again, it's all backed by my 60-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked. So, if at this point you've decided that this makes sense for you, and at some level you're either saying to yourself, this makes sense, or it's not for you, all I ask you to do is make a decision now. And if that decision is no, it's not for you, I'm totally cool with that, and I hope you've gotten lots of value from everything that I've shared with you here and throughout the whole process of the education that I've been giving you. If you do feel somewhere that this is potentially the right fit for you, give it a try. And remember, you have 60 days to change your mind, and you're not going to hurt my feelings. Okay, so if you're interested and you're serious and you want to get those extra benefits, the bonuses, well, here's where you need to go right now. Simply click on the link right below, the Let Me Join button, right below this video. Alright, so let me just share a little story with you. The reason I've made this valuable information so accessible and affordable to so many business owners. I've shared this story previously in my online publication, Website Rescue, the Online Business Manifesto. You see, a few years ago, I saw a good friend of mine almost throw away over $22,000 to some snake oil charmer masquerading as an internet expert. This guy had fully conned my buddy into thinking that he needed to spend this absurd amount of money on a website to sell his products online. John was a successful businessman, yet he had no idea about the internet, and what was worse was that this snake oil charmer was actually a high-profile marketer in our area. I had just popped in to say hi to John and stumbled upon this rip-off. I was furious, needless to say, and within 30 minutes had explained much of what ended up being in the Website Rescue report. And then I had a professional that I knew set John up with a website for only a few $100s after I had first created a plan and a strategy for his new online business. Needless to say, John was so grateful, not only for the $22,000 I'd just saved him, but surprisingly to me, he was ecstatic that he finally had the world of online marketing and sales explained to him in such an easy to understand manner. You see, what John had helped me realise was that the information that I took for granted, because I had been involved with marketing, sales and online business strategies all of my adult life, really could make a massive difference in most people's lives. So at that point, I promised that I would take the blindfold off for as many people as I could. The internet has changed dramatically over the last few years, and the online world is now quoted as being a landscape which is flat, fast and free. This means that there is no corner of the globe that you cannot reach. Soon is not quick enough, and for the most part, if it's not free, it's far cheaper than ever before. I'm here to help you take off the blindfold that is limiting your vision. I'm ready to work with you to help you put your online business back in focus. So if you're excited about the online business that you can have in the next 90 days, or even close right now, then I urge you, what you need to do is go and register right now. You'll get all the bonuses. Just click on the Let Me Join Right Now button right below this screen, right now. So this webinar is going to close in just a couple of minutes. The bottom line is that I am so grateful for you being here right now, that you've stayed with me. I hope that you've received a tremendous amount of value from this program. Look, I simply love what I do, and what I'd like to do for you is allow you to have the online business of your dreams. To have an online business that you love, an online business that creates prosperity for you and wealth in your business. And then also to have that spin-off effect, that ripple effect that allows you to enjoy the life of your dreams, to go on that overseas holiday, to buy that new car that you've always wanted, to own your own home all sooner than you ever thought possible. Now, when I think about some of the business owners that are out there now earning thousands and thousands of dollars every week from their own fully automated online business, business owners like you that once thought that it was too hard or that they could never do it, business owners who now have their friends asking them for advice, asking them how they did it, friends who notice the difference. So again, the bottom line is I appreciate you being here. I hope this program is a great fit for you. If not, then I guess maybe next time. But we won't be running this program again probably for about another year. And again, the warning is that this program literally starts next Tuesday. So we're going to be closing down registrations here very soon. I'd love for you to be on board. Hope that you've had a great time here and keep investing in yourself because you are worth it. So, thanks again everyone. All the best to you, and hopefully I'll see you inside the program.